And here we go, as the heat of the sun and the heat of the battlefield will be sprung into this map. Let's see how are they going to approach each drop. Coming from the north, we'll have to see how are they going to approach each of those early engagement, as it is quite balanced from north to south on how this flight path is showing. But so far, not so much of hot drops is happening, so I guess it might be quiet, might be a little bit stale in the early parts of this game.
Well, I hope that changes very quickly. I don't like slow matches. I like the excitement. I like some fire. I like some chaos, bro. I wake up every morning praying for chaos.
Well, let's see. Here comes Chaos Esports right now. Putting down a few players. LPT just went in and take them out. 2 eliminations from him, and PE Sports just erased them from the battlefield.
See, this is why, people keep asking me, Mustachio, AJ, why are you such a spiritual human being? I say because when you ask, the universe gives you whatever you ask for. I just asked for chaos. And PE Sports just showed Onyx Olympus the door so quickly. My God, what a blitz that was. Barely a minute in quad wipe. That's how we want to start off day 1, week 1 here at FFWS, baby.
Yeah, that's one thing. Onyx Olympus has been eliminated in the first few minutes of this match, and hopefully they have find the time to be quiet and silence their thoughts, probably meditate a little bit to be able to rethink on how they can fight back or what happened in that fight. But speaking of fight, we have Team Flash as well as AG Global engagement near Foundation, and Death for the flank. This might be a viable approach for them, a 2-2 split to pinch them, or make that a 1-3 split to pinch them.
Yeah, you talking about the pinch of Team Flash. Look at Dew with the M82B. That guy is looking for the head of death. Oh! And what a shot from Dew! Straight to the head! Grenade on the cook-up as well. They're about to go in for the toss, and Zom has to back away. They rip Death away early game. Chinoy is the one with the last bullet in ABCD, trying to cover their brother, but Death will be brought back in here by the Zom instantly as AG Global.
A little one-on-one action right here from Wang M. And there goes a takedown. Wang M able to take down a Taifa and 2 down. Let's see on the 2 players remaining against AG Global. Pinoy will not be able to get away. And there goes a few more players from AG Global. But there's still a good chance, though. There's still a good chance. A revival platform for Team Flash will not be that quick. But he chose to go for the vending machine.
This one look a farming game between AG Global and Flash. And Flash wants to drop right back into Foundation to continue this farming process. As Dew pulls out the M590, pops ahead. And Zom goes down after the revival as Cypher brings Barros right back in. We'll continue with that fight as we see what Srivijaya now is capable of on the battlefield as they face off against PE Sports fresh out of a battle.
Oh, don't cry. A good positioning as the blue wall has been placed in front of him. Thus, he was able to go in flank and use an M590 for the takedown. Pickup has been done, but Kang has been taken out. And a little bit too close for comfort for both teams, but don't cry, just rushes in. And again, M590 action, but it will not work as LBT goes in for that execution. The only guy remaining on top of this, but there's also one above him.
Yeah, beautifully played overall. Now, Obey's not going to be able... Esports! LBT spots him out. Don't Cry has got an M590 and Portal goes down. And it looks like Srivijaya is not off to a fantastic start here, being welcomed by PE Sports in the most aggressive manner.
Imagine 8 eliminations already. LBT starting it off with 2 earlier, and now up to 5. There's a lot more from PE Sports. I guess it's about time for them to really show up. But Team Falcons right now, a team that really doesn't show up that much, but I love the sound effect that you're putting it on hands. It really, really gives that emphasis on his jumping around.
No, bro, that's the exact sound that comes out from me when I try to use the grappling hook and somebody is shooting at me from the back. And AG Global bites that for 11, knocked out at the 5-minute mark. Holy mama, what is happening here at FFWSC Spring, baby? This is just chaotic. I did not expect AG to make such a early exit. As Obey now brought back in, Limit finding fires, Bigatron Delta taking on Falcons. Wait. I think roles are reversed. Aren't those the Falcon hunters being hunted by the Falcons now?
Yeah, let's see if they will be able. So many instances that they have been hunted and taken down. Now, as we look at RRQ for the moment, they are, middle of the map, refinery, but now they spread around, they change their drop spot, and this is a good chance for them to be able to get back and spot everything surrounding them. But unfortunate for them, that area has been occupied. Team Heavy, the only question is, will Heavy be able to block any approach from RRQ right now? 3 or 4 players already in approach, just in line. Hopefully this is not an addition for them to be taken down.
Let's see. As they scout out Heavy. Dangerous spot held here by Ma'al. And that he is the danger! Mufasa down with one shot. What a headshot from Ma'al. Man out of the equation as well. Now Heavy have to be careful because here comes the bull rush from Team RRQ led by Abe.
And here it comes. Nice trying to get away, but Abe right now with Picker. Take him down. And there you have it. Another one into the base. But 18 here goes in for the backup. That is a good combination of a sniper as well as in front of him a shotgun or a rusher with a shotgun. But LP is also a rusher. M59, the rest of the team just steamrolling against everyone in front of them. And Todak will be left with only one.
Yeah, you gotta hate it when you step on a trip mine, man. That's the worst way to get knocked, right? That's just nasty. The kind of words that I use when I step on all I can do is feel bad for them. But look at LT, bro. 7 eliminated. My God, PE Sports. I bet on Vietnam. I think I bet on the wrong one. Heavy PE running to the top early on in the game here.
I would say like PE Sports are a little bit hungrier, exposure, and as well as to get back into Riyadh for EWG. They're the ones who was able to teams to move up. They're the ones who was able to like encourage WAG, DOW to pop off every time, and they were left behind in some of the seasons that we have. But
why did you leave out Heavy, bro? What's your problem?
Heavy's there as well.
Is it because they are on my prediction?
No. Heavy is there as well. I just want to get to the point that PE Sports really, really want to get back to Riyadh for EWG.
Yeah, amen, bro. I truly agree with you, right? I mean, these are the guys that started it off all for the other teams. What was possible? It's also possible to eliminate Toda early. Malaysia suffering a huge blow early on. Going back to what I was saying, right? There was PE that started it all. Yeah. And then they just dropped off the map. They were just not showing up. The other Vietnamese teams just stepped it up. And you were right. It was WAG that, got a lot there. And Heavy wasn't really throwing in as much of that ferociousness, as much of that aggressive tenacity that we were expecting out of them. But they are capable of those as well, right? Just that no consistency on the team, which I hope changes in this season at least.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully all the teams will be able to go and get that balance. From as we keep talking about the balance of placement and elimination, but from the recent times we focus more on elimination, more aggressiveness, because of how they can get more in terms of point as well as farm all those points because of elimination. But if you get that balance, similar to what we've seen from Real United or Team Falcons, who just lay it low, no elimination in the early part of this game, and then that's where they start to get those points. And that is the balance that we're asking for. Not so much on hype.
I agree with you, right? I mean, some teams, they kind of heat up and then they can't really maintain that consistency out there on the battlefield. I mean, speaking of that, from the mini map, just a little bit, that they are the ones I was talking about. A lot of heat up from them. They showed a lot of promise initially as they were dubbed the Falcon Hunters very early on, as they broke through the pro scene. Ma'al just being so annoying. 3 eliminations in hand, almost got his 4th. He was lucky Genzi was actually climbing up the ladder, bro.
Yeah, he's lucky he was able to jump away as well. M82B in the hands of Ma'al, that's something else. And also with how he have his skills set up. I mean, just in case there are some glue walls, you already have that iris to be able to spot them in the vicinity. So that's one thing that RRQ has differently compared to what we've seen in normal skills that the other teams are using. But I guess RRQ is getting close to take down Vest J right now. The only question is how fast can they move, because the blue will be closing in as well.
And it looks like RRQ is just gonna play fishing from the very top here. They can see the fish, just waiting for the fish to move into the water so they can just throw a fantastic net all over them. Joel! Ah! Ma'al almost punished him. Manages to survive that. 1 steps away. They've got a launch pad as well. So quick reposition coming in from RRQ. But look at this. Buriram waiting at Bayfront already. This is going to be a pressure-filled area for all of these squads. Tiny circle left in here. Too many teams alive.
See if there will be more alive after this engagement. Best J looking too close. Abe, though, has himself already with Charge Buster in hand. The 1v2 from that wall, plus Abe backing him up. What they're doing right now is just putting a corner, so they will have no choice but to move up against RRQ.
Abe! What in the world? 3 years to detonate, bro. Abe, cook it up, guys. Y'all gotta cook up those grenades well, or get out of the kitchen, man. RRQ walking away with a freebie there, as Srivijaya fails to cook up a good omelet.
Yeah, I mean, they had the fire on low. But ADT right now is fired up.
They didn't drink their Red Bull.
They bring their Red Bull. Open it just yet. Too busy and preparing for the match. RRQ, 7 elimination already, but Best J still has 1 more player flanking in. Speaking of flank, we have Diamond from Reverse Red already in flank, plus 1 above them, spot and go for that. Oh. Hey, listen to those visual cues. You can see the combination of Diamond and Nameless. This is ruthless.
Yeah, Nameless just pulled up a glue wall in the wrong spot there. Got ambushed by 3 players at the same time. A sliver of health left on him. He's in a really rough spot. Vest J, Saka Srivijaya taken out. Wait, did I look at this? The reversal by Reverse Red. Popping into the house. Catching heavy, unguarded. Stabbing them in the back. Putting them down one after the other into the ground. 6 feet under. On for the reset. Max 7 playing here. But Nameless wall denied from Mufasa as well. 1 final player on the side of Heavy. Trying to play for survival as he runs away. Diamond expires. Nameless on the ground. PE Sports takes advantage.
That's one thing. Reverse Red a little bit busy into engagement, but they jump in to PE Sports as well. The team who is targeting them, and that is such a wrong move, a big mistake. Despite of all the tenacity that they had earlier, they were just brought down, especially with the phase that we have. It is a 4th phase going to 5th, so it does hurt staying outside the blue.
And that was all because of 1 wrongly placed glue wall by Nameless. And that mistake they paid dearly for. And the team that punished Reverse Red in the first place, made them panic, has now been eliminated in the 7th spot as well, as Team Flash now finds Buriram. Wasana, and look at that link. It is that casting, and Wasana survives long enough to shut down. What an electrotherapy played by the connection. Buriram United Esports showing everybody how it's done.
Oh, but still, they are being taken down. Death was able to go for the knockout. A blood as they pick up on Get High. Gets really, really close. Blue also closing in on them. They need to find their position. Next phase is not too far though, but it might be guarded by a few more teams.
Yeah, 1 for 1 now. Wang will be able to knock down, and elimination comes through as well. As Get High strikes 1 from afar, and secures the knock onto Hwang as well. 2 more players left here for Buriram, but heavily outnumbered. It's Jonah and Get High as Falcons bow down and out of this first game as well. We are now left with 4 more teams. It's a 4v1, v2. Buriram is the one with the 2, and PE Sports starting off hot for Vietnam here with a 48% potential win rate.
I love reading this right now. It's quite a reversal of what we've seen. Aggressiveness from the beginning, and then the build team towards the end. They're just hanging back in one corner, watching everyone fight it out, and let's see if they'll be able to finish this off before and then for the rush, and they grab that booyah.
Wow. You see why they got the booyah? You see all those Red Bulls there? All those drink your Red Bull, man. If you don't, you get eliminated early. Vietnam doing things the right way, baby. What an opener for the day. And I saw a golden 20 sitting there. That's a minimum of 20 eliminations plus the booyah. Game 1 in such an explosive manner, courtesy of Vietnam, courtesy of PE.
I pointed out earlier that they just switch it around. No one expect a little bit of aggressiveness from the early part of the game, and then towards the end, they were just hanging back in one corner, spotting everyone. I guess they got more more so on winning or getting this booyah because they've already eliminated a lot of those top 4 players, or the opponents in the top 4. Thus, it is a secured booyah for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And many people out there watching the English broadcast here today on this beautiful Friday. Thank you so much, world of FFWSC, baby. And of course, the chat is still in this dispute whether or not India will be able to beat these Southeast Asian teams. What do you...
Well, the thing is, there's a preview that might happen, but unfortunately, we haven't seen that just yet from Esports World Cup. That is where a few of the players and the teams all around the world are gathered together before we get to the world stage. But it hasn't seen it just yet. So let's see if it will happen. We don't have any or that much data on how India is, what gameplay they have, and what meta they're using.
Dude, India's good at everything, okay? Let's see if or not it happens. I want to see this battle, okay? Because every single broadcast, we always see the Indian fans, and they are very, very, very passionate fans on the world of Free Fire. Confident that they can take on these teams from Southeast Asia and put them in a little box, bag them up, career them elsewhere, right? Because they're the ones who will walk away with the booyah. But I want to see those battles happen one day. For the time being, we will still have the flex from Vietnam, PE Sports, Nero and Kang, Don't Cry, Lao Ho and LBT. What a opener on week 1.
Definitely LBT will be grabbing that MVP at this point. A lot of elimination just from him. He started off with 2 and then jumped up to 5 and then 7, and then if I'm not mistaken, he got up like the ones above 10. Adding up to the more than 20 points, elimination points that PE Sports had, is on fire. Probably chugged up 2 of those Red Bulls.
He most definitely did. But obviously, it's the combination, the teamwork from all the rest of the players on the side of PE Sports as well. I would love to see the stats that they are going to be pulling up short from each and every single one of these players. I want to see how the active and passive skills really got into the mix here for them as well. Because look, even Buriram did not manage to put themselves in a great spot to win this game. They were outnumbered already very early on and then later smashed by PE Sports. What's interesting is PE Sports did not get to that final circle untouched, right? They got into battle after and they smashed everybody as they got into that final circle. So respect to Vietnam, what an opener. But this is the thing, bro. I want to see PE Sports keep this up. And if there's anything that I know, history doesn't really show us a good track record for the consistency.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a good that they're taking advantage of the slowdowns in most of the teams, because definitely day number 1, match number 1 is a slowdown from everyone. Yes, they might have some information in terms of analysis, the drop spot, rotation of the other teams, but they don't have the momentum just yet. Compared to what we've seen in PE Sports, they're just throwing everything in. They're just running against everyone and hoping for the best that they will win. Thus, LBT just leads the team of PE Sports to get all those illumination.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there was a point of time where I thought Heavy was going to get the job done, but they got heavily defeated very early on. See, Heavy, you're from Vietnam. I see those Red Bull cans lined up, but you got to chug a couple first before you hop on into these battles, or else it's going to be a little tough, right? But overall, great game. We thought it was going to start off soft. We thought there was no chaos, and I was like, where is the chaos? And PE Sports, they delivered the chaos early. Onyx Olympus, you couldn't even pass the mic back to me, Neptune, and Onyx has already left the building at that point of time. That was quick, right? And obviously, early battles, maybe we can kind of like credit it to those guns, but obviously PE continue to do that. But let's hear from PE Sports as we throw the mic over to Vietnam. Let's see what the boys have to say.
Oh my god, incredibly combat of them, and welcome to our Vietnamese interview, Booyah. And I'm Yuso. Right next to me is LBT from PE Sport. Can you say hello to the audience with me? Xin chào LBT, thì LBT có chào khán giả trước đầu tiên được không ha?
Xin chào tất cả mọi người.
First of all, congratulations for this magnificent combat of you guys. I kind of believe they have such a nice combat like that, and it is also a very good comeback of them. So, LBT, can you say to me that what happened during the preseason? Like, is everything okay? Can you tell me about everything? Thì lời đầu tiên là Yusu xin chúc mừng Lê và PE Sports. Thật sự đây là một cái sự bất ngờ mà ngay cả Yusu không thể nào ngờ tới được, là họ đã có cho mình một cái Booyah rất là mãn nhãn ở trong trận đấu đầu tiên. Thì không biết là LBT có thể chia sẻ với Yusu và những bạn khán giả rằng là đã có chuyện gì xảy ra giữa preseason mà tất cả mọi người đều cho rằng là PE Sports đang bị xuống phong độ một cách rất là thấp ạ?
Dạ, chắc bắn dở anh chị ạ. Giải đó bắn dở. Còn
Dạ đó.
giờ tập trung lại bắn giải này.
Nhưng mà trong khoảng thời gian đó thì trải qua những cái vấn đề gì khó khăn hay không?
Cũng bị tố xích nhiều nhưng mà tụi em cũng quen rồi.
So during preseason and after the preseason, a lot of people saying that PE Sport is not playing as their high rank like usual. But for LPT, he thinks that it's just not a good performance of them. And currently, right now, they are back. They are more focused, and now they are here to prove themselves back. Very nice thing that I want to hear from them. So our second questions: who do you think is the most difficult players for you in this game? Thì đối với LBT thì không biết là đối thủ mà LBT cảm thấy khó chịu nhất nó chính là ai nhỉ? Ở trong giải đấu hiện tại.
Em nghĩ là chắc là AQ chị ạ.
RQ hả? Rồi có muốn gửi gì tới cho RQ không?
Dạ không.
Sao không gửi hết trơn vậy?
Thôi để chung kết này có gì gửi cũng được.
Chung kết, vậy là LBT cũng để nhấn mạnh rằng là mình sẽ vào chung kết đúng không ạ?
Tụi em cố gắng hết sức thôi chị ạ.
So currently, he thinks that RQ is the most difficult team that he have to compete right now. But I asked him like if he has anything he wants to say to RQ. He said no. He will wait RQ at the finals in Hanoi to wait for that. I feel the heat in here, to be honest. To our third questions. So, during Free Fire World Series Vietnam, it was a very successful tournament for LB, but maybe to the viewers, it's not like that. So, do you have anything to say or to prove themselves that right now you just had the Booyah? So, do you want to say anything to them? Thì đối với LBT và PE Sports thì có vẻ như là các bạn đã có cho mình một cái mùa giải rất là thành công tại Free Fire World Series Việt Nam đúng không ạ? Đó chính là cái chức vô địch của chúng mình. Nhưng đó thì trong mắt nhiều người nó không có được công nhận quá nhiều. Nhưng mà ngay bây giờ thì mọi thứ nó đã có thể gọi là thay đổi rồi. Thì LBT có muốn cái gì để chứng minh với họ không?
Tụi em thì không cần chứng minh, dựa vào kết quả thôi chị.
Dựa vào kết quả thôi hả? Sao hôm nay kiệm lời quá vậy?
Không biết nói gì hết chị ạ.
Không biết nói gì hết? Chắc không?
Dạ chắc, tại đầu mùa giải mà.
Đầu mùa
mình cũng
giải.
chưa biết gì đó nói gì hết.
Nhưng mà đây là cái game đầu tiên mình có Booyah mà.
Chưa dám nói gì, chưa khẳng định được điều gì.
Bữa nay kiệm lời quá, không có quen luôn á. So he said he doesn't have anything to. He will just keep continue focusing on the game and recreate new memories, new tactics with the team, and they will rise higher. Cảm ơn lại BT rất là nhiều và xin chúc mọi người sẽ có cho mình một mùa giải thật là bùng nổ như game đấu đầu tiên, với một và tất nhiên là hãy vô chung kết với tụi mình nha. Ok, chúc mọi người một mùa giải thật là thành công. Thank you so much for watching our interview. And now let's head back to the caster and see the game starts.
At LVT are, I would say, supposedly MVP until we see that on the screen. But again, they did mention that RRQ is a tough opponent to beat, but they are still looking forward to bring it on in the battlefield.
Yeah. We've got a lot of Indian fans in the chat. They think that the TISG army would be able to beat a team like PE Sports. They perhaps think that NRA is capable of that. But you know, there are many teams within our circuit in itself that really think that they can do better than PE Sports, right? I'm sure their bloods are boiling right now after being cooked by PE and all of the other teams not allowing them to get towards that final circuit. Look at the start of this play once again as things just went absolutely downhill for teams like Onyx as well as AG Global.
Yeah, I mean, Team Flash right now has brought in a lot of aggressiveness, but I love this move from LB, from PE Sports right there. Just time that blue wall to be able to flank and take down a one. This is a surprise has been bought in to Vest J. But for the rest of the teams, they took Refinery. They fought on this high ground while before they get into the next phases of the circle. Thus, they lost out to the fight. Later, we're going to see, I believe, Reverse Red as well as how has been brought down, and that is the delayed in moving in together with the blue.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Reverse Red, this was the big mistake that Team Heavy forced them to do. Initially, it was named a glue ball accidentally by the corner, leaving himself wide open, rushed by 3 players of Heavy. He had nowhere to run. Reverse Red tried to reverse the situation out, but too much of, and they all got hurt by the blue, scrambled in and got finished off by who? Who else? PE Sports. 9 eliminations, 2,904 headshots in total, rocking the Woodpecker and the Oscar. That's the first time we're seeing it, baby. And we knew this boy was going to be moment we saw his skill, the capability to run through all those glue walls, the capability to knock your opponents and rush in for the elimination, plus potentially have that electrotherapy bond right behind you. It makes your rushes unstoppable. LBT was unstoppable.
Dude, I mean, this is just a preview, or the opening that we have before the tournament is just a preview of how Oscar is going to dominate the game. He rescued Tatsuya, so it means he is replacing Tatsuya as a meta of the active skill. But together with that,
oh wow, that's deep. I didn't see it like that, but that's deep, bro.
I also have Joseph as well as Andrew Awaken. I mean, it's more of being buffed up before rushing in. And that is one thing prepared to go in double in attack with Oscar as well as a Kairos, plus Joseph and Andrew Awaken for survivability.
And this is what I'm talking about, right? Imagine that combination of Nkang and LBT. Oscar running through people. And look at this. The combination of that Kairos, you've got the silver spoon out of that. You can Andrew for the defense. What does LBT not have to make him a monster right now? This meta was made for players like LBT. Quite honestly, I was expecting to see Wasana run the Oscar and be connected with that Cassie, perhaps get high, someone behind him. But that sort of a connection just didn't flew well. But PE Sports just showed a total masterclass on how to get the job done with this active and passive skills layout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Oscar being backed by Cassie to be able to have those extra healing as well as the survivability of Tatsuya. And also we have Sane right here with additional of those shield points. And I've seen a lot of players utilize like energy points as well as shield points in the battlefield. It's not just more of how they can go against, but how can they protect themselves.
Bro, checks the breakdown that was so important to me. 9 eliminations out of LBT, but look at Don't Cry, 3,401 damage. Look at Nkang, 3,028 damage. Crazy stuff. Even the assists from Lao Ho, a total of 6 assists, 3 reports was cooking, and every single player was on game at that point of time, and there was just no stopping them, man. I mean, look at the total number of assists alone. You can see the teamwork in this squad.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are sticking together. They are all over the place in targeting a specific target or a specific team. Thus, they have edge. And as we look, LBT with 9 elimination, don't cry with that. 3,401 on damage. But we also have Koja from Bigatron with 4 grenades used as support. Well, that is very, very important, especially if you're trying to hit them from a distance. But Bigatron didn't really fight back against those teams rushing against them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously, many scouts out there looking for teams, and Twisted Minds, just one of them. I'll be looking to perform like this every single game. But let's take a look at the game standings here. After one match, 32 points. The Kings PE right on top. We're all on top. Look at this team flash, 18 points, followed by Buriram United with a total of 16. And of course, with Bigatron and RQ following up there. But towards the bottom, these were the teams that kind of flunked out too early here.
Seen that them being eliminated by PE Sports, so top and bottom, really that is a good position to represent how they are. Todak, though, dive a little bit longer, but unable to get away. SJ, though, they have put up a fight, even survived PE Sports, but against RRQ, they're the ones who brought them down heavy. Who was able to get a few of the placement points, but unfortunate for that elimination.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But, you know, overall, it is just one step in a race where you're probably going to have to take 10,000 steps overall. So, yes, great start by PE. Yes, a couple of players kind of flunked out, but obviously we still have a long road to go. But you know what? If you really want to go the distance, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is equipped with the next generation Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processor, featuring an enhanced Vulkan engine and improved ray tracing technology as well. This delivers outstanding performance along with smooth gaming experience and lifelike graphics. So if you really want to dominate some booyahs out there, you want to dominate some Free Fire games, pick this phone up for yourself. Nep, I think you were considering taking it, right?
Oh yeah, indeed. I mean, I'm in need of a powerful phone, but with that powerful AI capability, I might be able to consider, well, I am considering it already, a top tier for the top tier as well. Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Yep, and you mentioned it right. Powerful AI capabilities, top-tier performance. It is literally the ultimate weapon for professional gamers. You have to love it. You have to go out there and dominate with the best hardware. And obviously, hardware alone is not going to be enough. You need the right amount of capability, the amount of mechanical skills. Your fingers need to be quick enough. But even then, there's an extra layer that Free Fire throws in there, right? Your active and your passive skills. Are you playing by the meta? And that's exactly why all of you guys are tuning into this broadcast. Not just to see which country is better than the other, not just can dominate out there, but to see how you guys can take some of their skills, some of their team lineups, and go out and dominate your own games.
Actually, that is a cheat code. That why we are showing the broadcast and the tournament, because you can learn from these pros. And speaking of pros, this is a pro finisher for game number 1. Of course, a lot of points already, 20 on the elimination. And let's see if they can bring it over to Alpine, because we've seen Gemini map, but we also have seen him from the preseason slow down a little bit. So this might be a chance for PE Sport or the other team to take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, shout out to all of our fans who are eagerly awaiting. They're like, why can't you start the match? They're all busy in the chat. Why can't you start the match? These are pro players, all right? These players need some time to get into a new lobby, and we also need some time to show you guys these beautiful graphics for you. We can't just go snap, you know. These players, they need some time to load themselves as well, gear themselves up, drink a little bit more. Man, I'm done with my can. Drink a little bit more Red Bull. But of course, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, survivors of all ages, game 1 is here. So let's hop on in and check out who can get that booyah.
After getting into the heated map of Kalahari, we get into a little bit of chill Alpine, but I guess the teams will not be that chill anymore because they have warmed up from the previous match. Let's see who goes down first or who takes down the other team first, as the teams are already flying in from Ocean View towards the dock, and they are spread out. Not so much of an early game. I don't want to jinx it, AJ. I know you want some chaos.
Oh, I love chaos, my friend. And by the way, survivors, sometimes you hear me hyping up some squads. Sometimes you hear me, really bashing up some teams for not. Trust me when I tell you this. I am a fan of nobody except Free Fire. I just love some good old booyahs. I just love some good old Free Fire action out there. Any team that steps it up, any team that can make me excited, I will scream for them. 18 Dia, Bison in hand, looking for Joel. And the grid will go wide first. Once again, not cooking it up. Bro, these players really need to learn how to cook a nade, bro.
That's what I'm thinking. A little bit of aggressiveness coming from 18 here. There goes the rush. I mean, that rush coming from Oscar, taking down that glue wall, and then Bison in hand. That is deadly. But will he be able to get away? Because 2 is...
Oh, he's got a deadly sniper. Yo, what a shot! And now down and 2 for 2. 18 Deer! Caught from the back as a Bay jumps in there as well. It was a 1v3 overall. Did well for himself, spreading out from the rest of his team members on the side of RRQ. Easy buyback here. And PE Sports, I mean, how these boys, they heat up, but the consistency, a little bit of a question mark. And I hate it when I'm proven right, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's a curse that we keep seeing for some of the teams. I would say half of from the bottom half of most of the final, finisher of a tournament. That is what happened. They really heated up in the beginning and then dies off onto the next game. So let's see if they'll be able to get it back again. But speaking of back, Best J is back, and they're targeting RRQ a Bay and a takedown. And they're after bringing down 18. Next is a Bay. So I guess they will be at Bay at this point. Needs to get away.
Yeah, I swear to God, I don't know what sort of situation forced RRQ to take a split drop, but I am not a big fan of the decision at all. It's called a Battle Royale squads for a reason. Stick together. But it's okay. We'll see if they can work some magic out later. Fa is open position up here on top of the roof. Ifa has got a decent enough range with his weapon. Should be able to torture AG Global if they stay in the open for too long. But that's exactly what AG is not looking to do. Very, very sneaky maneuvers. Compound to compound.
And here comes Kyong going into the rush. Pro gun in hand, but Barrows managed to get away. Information that has been relayed from the VSK coming from a VTR sent to this area on a 2v3 situation with the blue wall. Timed perfectly for them to be able to get out.
Yeah, absolutely. Bigatron Delta. It's got to be the Trogon fly in. Under play! What a play by Kyong. Rushes in for the shot. And now AG Global, the shield will hold him for as long as possible. Turn that around. Finds the final player left here for Bigatron Delta. Tries to use the pocket market, but too late. Pulls out a glue wall, but it's all over, my friend. One more shot required to put Bigatron Delta down on the ground.
And that Max 7 really brought him down, but I think Bigatron is not yet out. Kyong has been eliminated, and Koja managed to get back up. Now, team dominate this engagement because BTR as well as AG has been taken out a little bit, but Barros managed to bring back Chinoy. The only question is, are they in a safe spot as they drop in?
And that's what I mean by mechanical capability, right? How fast your fingers move on your mobile screen. Bigatron Delta, we saw him. Quick market, instant buy-in. Even the elimination feed or the revive feed could not show us that revive because of how quickly he pulled that off. So Bigatron still stays in this fight. PE Sports, the only team to get eliminated after scoring a massive booyah in game number 1. But at least they've bought themselves a little bit of insurance. This next game should help even them out overall in terms of performance, but potentially losing a couple of ranks if the top players of the top teams from the as well. RRQ up against Reverse Red this time round. Reverse Red requires these points. Diamond, look at the approach coming on through, but the FGL shot them back.
Yeah, that's one thing RRQ are not afraid to stick together. I believe they also have a Steffi on them so that it will invalidate all those throwables. But how much can to move around? They need to flag, and Maal goes down.
One more from Expose! And Abe, the final player. But this Machan has got the money. Double on the revive. Abe buys back that and 18D. Yeah! And Visaka Srivinjaya can say goodbye to hell because he's going down. They need to revive him. But Crime is on for the 2 for 2. Going in for the 3 for 3 as well. Cyro turning around. Onyx Olympus trying to put an end to them. And it looks like Visaka Srivinjaya has nowhere to run.
M79 grenade launcher. We've seen that being used earlier. We've seen that being used is perfection. He knows how to use it to get that, like the maximum effect of the area of damage for this weapon, and then they rush in the perfect timing once they spot that they have damaged their opponent. So Onyx Olympus is just getting back on track after the elimination from the map number 1.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's a fight in the chat talking about whether or not Wasan overrated. Yeah, I mean, don't you boys think it's a little too early for the dispute? Give it some time. It's day 1, game 2. Dispute this maybe in week 3, whether Wasana is the GOAT. Let him show you he's here to cook. Like some of these players who are clearly not cooking well on those grenade. If that happens, then maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a little bit of slowdown from this team, but they just know how to time their approach, how they time their aggressiveness. They're not just running around and they are hunting for opponents. They know how to position themselves well. But for Team Flash, it's a good position for them as well. 2 above, 2 on the ground, just take down the players of Heavy.
Yeah, you got that right, Jazzy. The casters are reading the chat. You know we love interacting with you guys, so keep those comments coming in, but keep it clean, yeah? All right, we want to see a clean chat in here today. We want to see all you survivors having some good fun here at FFWSC 2025 Spring, baby. Team Flash back in the mix. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. As he counts out the players of Heavy, they circle around. Flash, Wang on the way back in here. So they are 1 man down. If Heavy wants to take advantage, now is the time.
This is the time for them to take advantage, but there's not so much of them to work with. 1 above them to get all those information, but please, one saying please down because death is on his heels.
Yeah, but I don't think they will be kind enough to listen to his pleas. They will be taking him down either way, but maybe later because they need to back away first. M590 to his chest as Hearts come flying in. 1 more! He gets a 2 for 2, but Get Nice sneaks on in. ABCD needs to rush on in now. It's the opening, it's the timing, but good glue walls pulled up. All they managed to do is pick Death right back up, but they will be dropped right back down, all thanks to the ice grenade laid out by Mufasa. And Heavy now cooking Team Flash. Only 1 more player left here. Wang, please, 1 up on top, looking for the shot onto Wang, but gets denied. As he backs away, the final player left here for Team Flash is broke. 200 coins on him. He should have looked for more money before fighting.
Broke for coins, broke for elimination. That's what happened, and broke for position as well. RRQ have a split on him. He might be going down, and there we have it. It is please 1 saying please go down as he take the final player. Now we're down to 10 teams in this fight.
Hey man, that was please and thank you as well, because the guy did go down. That's now P90 will not be able to take down Mufasa as he walks in with the M590. This shotgun is really ripping everybody out there.
Yeah, definitely. M590 has when it was released, it has been a meta. It hasn't been changed just yet. The next update, but they will be using that so far. When M590 has replaced the Trogon, despite of the dual capability of the Trogon, just because of the firepower.
Absolutely, man. And rate of fire it's not obviously not the fastest because it's a shotgun, but 94 on the damage. It's got about a 10-meter range, which is very decent for a shotgun, right? And obviously it doesn't reach as far as some of the others, but it gets the job done. Close range combat, you wrap around those walls, you are a deadly cannon for sure. And I think that has been proven time and time again by these teams in the previous season as well as this one. Now the player in, Mr. Wasana, he's got an upgraded Groza in hand. Let's see whether or not Wasana is the GOAT, or as some people out there are assuming that he's a washout. Wasana can't shoot no more.
Well, let's see if he will be Washana at this point, if he's a washout. But RQ right now going against a Team Falcons, and this is a team that at this in the tournament you can challenge, because Team Falcons are really not showing that much aggression in this fight. It's more of them positioning, and that's what they're doing right now. They managed to get away from RQ.
And now, Wasana and Quad. Grows iron hand, but it will be Moshi that takes the knock, and Moshi gets the secure on the elimination as well. Chinoi down on the ground. Hey dude, Wasana doing all the work, the eliminations, and of course, it will be their opponents taking that point from them as well. Buriram not in the best of positions right now, but they've got a boulder as well as the glue, the blue circle approaching a little bit too quickly.
I can see the look at the face of Wasana as Moshi and Jonah takes down the one he is knocking out. But it doesn't make a difference. It's points for them, but for the MVP as well as the challenge that we have for the team. That's something that they need to work on. And I guess it's an internal battle. They're stopping him from getting. See if that will happen. Bigatron will keeping their distance, and Buriram United is their target, but they're still inside the blue, but they lost their boulder.
Yeah, Giant players, Bigatron Delta now looking for the Giants, Buriram themselves, and they've got a grenade launcher in hand, firing at them, trying to make sure Buriram does not approach their circle. But Moshi will say, hell no, I've got a launch pad, baby. I can quickly rotate around it. Nobody shoots them off the roof. Into the house they go, and they have got a decent enough defense in this next circle to play around with. Masterful rotation by Buriram.
Yeah, eyes on Onyx, and they also have a reverse red as well as AG Global from the side. So from the front, it is BTR that they can hit. From behind though, it is BTR that they can hit, but FGL on Jonah plus Wasana rushing in. Blue Wall has stopped him, and that is why we're asking you to get that Oscar.
And FGL's everywhere. I can't see who's shooting who. Get high now. M590 runs out of his compound looking for more, but this is all out chaos. Moshi will take a double, ripping away Adam from the side of Onyx Olympus. This is just crazy. 10 teams alive. 30. Make that 29 players still alive as Onyx Olympus loses yet another.
But Buriram United still full squad, though Jonah is a little bit damaged, but they need to prepare. They need to recuperate because a lot of players, a lot of teams will be rushing in on them. That's a reverse ready, and behind is a Todak who might be late to the picture, but they can take advantage of this for the elimination.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000 people watching on YouTube right now, but have you hit that like just yet? Have you shared the link with the rest of your survivors just yet? Come on, survivors. We gotta support the whole esports industry in the sector. All gotta share those links out. But of course, before you hit that like first, right? Stay active in the comment section as well. Reverse red now. 7 eliminations in hand. Buriram knocking down their doors, asking if or not they can come in, but they haven't been invited just yet. Good glue wall by X-Posy that gets broken down yet again. Glue wall melts is laid out all around, and reverse and brings up defense after defense, and now grenade blasted away. Nameless exposed. Wasana almost with the shutdown, but now traps his own friend in. Nameless at the very corner of the door, but Buriram can't seem to find the entry.
Yeah, Nameless managed to take down Moshi, pushing Buriram out, and this is why we asked them to use that Oscar. If they do have that, they can take down at least 3 of that, the glue wall, and then they can just rush in. But no, they don't have it, thus they have been more, because Moshi, their spotter, will be out of picture.
Absolutely, Wasana now circling around. FGL forcing them away from the window. Get high does manage to find the connection onto X-Posy. Nameless down on the ground as well. Jonah doing the job. Wasana spots up. No! And Wasana! It looks like that dragon is still alive in here. But only 2 eliminations. Shut up if you're judging him. Calm down, alright? It's just game 2.
Yeah, just think that Jonah has stolen that against Wasana. But 2 players right here, they need to be quiet despite of all the noise they've done. AG Global has been taken down live. None other than Best Day. Now, we have 5 teams remaining. BTR is in trouble. The victim has been done, and Joe trying to cover heavy, right? Putting heavy damage, but a little bit of protection is needed by Protero as he is above everyone else.
Yeah, Falcons pressuring the Falcon Hunters, but Buriram have shown up to this action as well. Jonah and the Fasana combination on fire. M590 in hand as Bigatron Delta loses the final player to a Falcon squad member. Revenge must be sweet for Falcon. And now, Heavy inside his stand. A couple of grenades can really wreck their chances.
Now let's see how can they take up this chance. The Falcons right now 12 make that 14 elimination, and the blue will be closing in a bit, and they have the closest position to get in there. 99 to 1%, only one remaining, and let's see if the monster truck will work. But no, Peter says does they grab that wheel.
Yeah, Visaka Sri Vijaya, at least they showed up in the final circle, so props to them. But it's gonna be the flying high this time round. Hey, looks like chat's right, bro. Vasana ain't cooking.
Well,
yeah,
let's see.
sometimes the chat's got a point, all right?
Right. I mean, they see more than us. They see more. To be honest, they can even see the small pixel on their screen. I guess they're using the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra to watch this broadcast.
They're using the Samsung Galaxy S25 and they can even see the future already, all right? They know Wasana's not going to wake up today. At least that's what they're saying. Some of them, at least. Oh, Falcons, this was just a solid play from them this time round. Heavy almost got my prediction right this time by walking in close enough to the Booyah, but finding their defensive spot in this camp was the brightest of ideas, but I don't blame them because there was just pure chaos outside, right? I mean, Falcons were outside, and, you know, Bigatron Delta were outside, Buriram was outside. So if I was Heavy, I would have stayed inside too.
Definitely, I stay inside with a little bit of cover, but as we look in, Team Falcons, they have been quiet in the early parts of this game, but Protero on fire, Liminex 7, Peter and Keroro has brought in their first Booyah in here.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this is the opportunity for Falcons to find that early dominance, something that they don't do. Wait, first Wasana's not performing, and now my buddy Neptune, are you pulling a Wasana on us? Okay, no, it's back. Wasana's back faster than. Sorry, Neptune is back faster than Wasana. We are still Ram is going to cook out there, but thus far, they are the ones who have been eaten up on the battlefield. They cannot get close enough to the Booyah, but they are kind of showing Falcons rising to the occasion. But once again, right, with week one, day one, nobody's winning the competition today, okay? Calm down.
Yeah, I imagine there's still 6 weeks of competition. So why take that number? Though they've done that before. They've done that in the early parts. Day number one, they get like close to 50 on the points, if not 50 on the point. They even managed to get 5 out of 6 Booyahs in a day. So that's quite a record. Thus, some people think that they are really washed out because it's not showing, because probably they're just changing their tactics a little bit so that they can get around to some of the curves that we've seen them play.
I won't fall for it. 5 Booyahs in a day, I don't care. Right? How many times you go out there and dominate, that's what I care about. Now, in the past, Buriram has obviously been a very, very dominant squad, but just like what PE Sports did, they have inspired not just one nation, they have inspired a whole generation of squads out there to do what they have done time and time again. I dare say they have inspired even Fluxo themselves to... Why are you flashing on me, nephew? Fluxo themselves to go out there and do the magic right now. Obviously, the other teams wanted as much as them. Competition has gotten a little bit harder out there, and I like that because if time and time, if it's just Buriram winning, if it's just Wasana cooking, dude, even I wouldn't cast Free Fire anymore, bro. I'd be bored that everybody else is getting owned and only one champion is there. Neptune's really... Bro.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I mean,
it's okay.
It's just because of all this heat, the battlefield, and probably my camera needs a little bit of Red Bull. So
your camera needs Red Bull. Let me grab you again. But yeah, it's a fantastic day. What a great way to start off FF5 Spring with Neptune's camera giving up on us time and time again, with Buriram not cooking just yet, with Wasana just walking away with 2 eliminations. You know times are a-changing.
Yeah, times are changing indeed. And I love the point that you mentioned. If it happens to be the same team all over again, then it will not be that exciting. It's a good thing that from the preseason, even from previous competition, RRQ showed up. And you did mention about Vietnam showing up as well, and so much hope for Malaysia. Though they have experienced that from the past, but they just need to bring it back. That rotation on who's taking the top spot, that really needs to happen. That really needs to happen to make sure that everyone has a chance to evolve in their gameplay. It's not just staying the same of the aggressiveness or passiveness or just going for the tactics. It's a mix of all of that.
Yeah, and also it's what Gary, competition after competition, season after season, year after year, continuously keeping the meta alive by switching it around, continuously releasing new characters that bring in such a crude level of difference in terms of how the game is played, breaking the meta and season after season. Very rarely happens in many games in the esports scene, right? I get bored watching some of these competitions. It's the same old, just some of players kind of doing something crazy out there. But this is just one that just keeps it exciting, be it when it comes to the formatting of the competition or the in-game meta. Now, speaking of the in-game meta, I think quite a number of players have been dominating with the M590 out there. There's no response for it whatsoever. But you know what? Let's see if or not they give us some sort of an inkling what we can find out later. Falcons.
Hello everyone, welcome to interview section. Here we are with Racha from Team Falcon. Congratulations. Okay, from Team Falcon. How do you feel today?
เราเป็นผู้เล่นใหม่ของทีม Falcon ตอนนี้เรารู้สึกไงบ้างคะ
ตื่นเต้นครับ
I feel so excited
Yeah. Your handshake.
มือสั่นนะ
Okay. What is strategy for this game? Elim or placement first?
คิดว่ากลยุทธ์ในการแข่งขันของเราโฟกัสที่อะไรระหว่างอีลิมหรือว่าอันดับ
อันดับครับ
We focus on the placement.
Okay. What's a moment do you feel this game is your?
โมเมนต์ไหนในเกมนี้ในขณะที่เราเล่นนะรู้สึกว่าเกมเนี้ยเป็นของเราแน่ๆความรู้สึกในตอนนั้นนะแบบ
ความรู้สึก
ช็อตเนี้ยแหละทำให้เราเป็นแชมป์แน่
ตรงเต้นครับ
The battle in the tent.
Okay. Today, early game seem to be a weak point for Thai team. What do you think? Have another team will contest you?
เหมือนกับว่าตอนเนี้ยจุดอ่อนของทีมไทยก็คือช่วงต้นเกมเหมือนเราไม่ค่อยแข่งสักเท่าไหร่คิดว่ามีทีมไหนกับเราบ้างไหม
RQ กับ BTR ครับ
Why? Why you think that?
ทำไมคะ
เขาชอบมาครับ
กับเราเหรอนี่ก็ทีมเราใช่ไหม
ครับ
I think it's RQ and BTR because they like to come and play early with us.
Okay. The last question. Any?
มีคำถามอะไรอยากฝากถึงแฟนๆของเราไหมคะ
ไม่มีครับ
He doesn't have any question.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have any message.
Yes. Congratulations again, and back to you, Showcaser.
All right, just making sure I have my camera on.
That interview was as awkward as your camera moments, bro.
I mean, it's
Listen, guys, we promise you. Okay?
it's tough though. I mean, you know how players are aggressive in Battlefield, but not so much in intrapersonal or interpersonal when it comes to interview. But I love that they are sharp right here, and I guess it will improve a lot more because that is part of how the esports scene is going to change in the future, or starting from this year, because there's a lot of also with how the players are handling themselves. So let's see how they are going to show up number 3 later, but let's review the highlight that we've seen earlier.
Absolutely, man. Of course, we all started off with this fantastic performance by 18 Deer. Unfortunate that wasn't really the third player appeared out of nowhere, and Mag 7 is back to the ground. So, and of course, they were continuously surviving up to a later point. But Visaka Srivijaya, on the other hand, they were just eating nade after nade, and it was that final second revival that still kept them alive. Many teams kept doing that, which is why towards the final few circles, we still had a massive number of teams and players.
Yeah, that's one thing though. I mean, for the team that has only been recently introduced into the spring season of FFWS Southeast Asia. They are, well, from the first match or from the first map, they have been taken down a little bit early. This time they're going for survivability, and that's what we keep talking about. First, find your placement in the circle, and then that's when you focus on how many elimination you get. But speaking of elimination, we have Limit X7, our MVP with 6 elimination, 5,462 on the damage, and 2 headshot. Wearing that Skylar, Maro, Moko, as well as Susie.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And oh my lord, what is that damage, Neptune? 5,462 in a game? This guy was going ballistic with the AWM, 6 eliminations, 2 headshots, and is questionable. I want to see the eliminations the rest of his team members got, because the conversion of 5,462 into 6 eliminations, the math is not mathing. I'm pretty sure the rest of the Falcon members had, or Falcons actually helped other teams get those points. I want to see, because I didn't really notice the total number of eliminations, so maybe we can see it on the next break.
Yeah, let's see it later on. But right now, as we focus on the characters and skills that they use, Skylar, especially for a sniper, with what we mentioned earlier, Shani, Joseph, and Nairi a little buff up, and also that Rebel Rush to be able to get in and out, to be able to survive a little bit more for Protero. On fire with the Coda, Alvaro Awaken, Joseph, and Nairi. This guy really are built for with that A124, Joseph, J Beeves, and Nairi. I mean, the passive skill they have in excluding Alvaro is more of to protect themselves.
There you at this, man. I mean, 6 eliminations, but Limit just walking in with the 6, right? You see On Fire bagging the 6 as well, 3,376 damage, but the 9 assists that Potato brought in here. Man may have been a little shy on the mic, but he was not shy in terms of helping out his team members pick up these numbers.
I mean, he really helped out the rest of the team to be able to get all those elimination. But again, damage overall, sniper, you can farm up all those damage, especially from afar. Yes, no knockdowns, no elimination just yet, but yeah, you can bring that fire on from afar, especially with Limit X7, and that is why he has been acquired by Team Falcons as well. As we look at the key players, Limit X7 with 6 elimination, Joel from Best J with 9 headshot, another sniper in our mids, and of course Dutz, our RRQ MVP that has 4 revive. Not so much of an MVP stats, but he's still on the board.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Joel, wait, is it Joel or Joel?
Joel.
Okay, all right. That's exactly how we're going to say his name, all right? We cannot say it any other way, all right? Limit X7, 6 eliminations, like you said. Joel! The 9 headshots and 4 revives by that. Oh my, the RRQ was getting cooked out there. That just had to go on a buying spree. Well, let's see if or not their standings kind of commensurates that. Yeah, man, 14 points in total. RRQ has not been cooking. RRQ has been barbecued by so many other teams. But thankfully, this is just only 2 games. And look at this, man. Falcons, they're overtaking that #1 spot, all thanks to their consistent plays, as well as the massive game earlier. PE Sports, even though they were the first team to get eliminated in Alpine, they still are on the 3rd spot, and they can make a good enough fight for that #1 spot by the end of the day.
Pointed that out. I mean, despite of being eliminated because of the effort that they had on match #1, they're still on top 3. Burritum United, though, I mean, it's more of the consistency that we keep seeing from them. Yes, not getting that, but with the points and consistency on top 3, probably that made them into that spot, very, very close to go against Team Falcons. But Team Flash, one thing that we expect from former Hua Esports is to be on the top and getting a lot of points in the early parts of this day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's take a look at the game standings for this matchup. I want to see RRQ first. PE Klang followed suit as well. Team Flash. Some people were saying maybe this is why Hua Esports left, but I believe in Team Flash. And Team Flash was very flashy before Hua Esports showed up. Hua kind of injected something crazy into them, but the consistency was just not being showed by this Vietnamese squad. But I'm actually a very big fan of this team, right? Veteran players, they know what they're doing out there. something seems to not connect out there on the battlefield. I'm very confident they can fix it. I mean, so many Vietnamese squads have improved so far. Flash has been one of the oldest players here. They should be able to make something happen for themselves.
I got hit by that old word, but anyways, I do agree. I do agree. I mean, Team Flash for quite some time, and we've seen them pop off on a Hulu Esports banner, but now as Team Flash, they just really need to put on a little bit of flash so that they make sure they can get themselves up. PE Sports really showed up already, and the rest are just waited to also go up into the leaderboard. But there you have it. We have 2 matches already done, and we're going to go for a quick break. When we return, we continue on with match 3 onwards. So don't go away. Keep watching. For those in the comment section, guys, keep chatting because you will be blocked. But we'll see you in a bit.
Hello, Grisa. Still. Don't rush, little guy. We have more important things to take care of. Oh, come on. What a hassle. Stop trying to look cool and help out already! How many of those do you have? Okay. Time to save the day again! What's happening?
Welcome back, survivors. This is the Free Fire World Series Southeast 85 Spring Season, powered by Red Bull. My name is AJ. I'm the mustachio down here with the one and only Neptune the Gentleman Garcia, your casters for the day. The day has been good. 2 games in here so far, and it has been pretty phenomenal. And obviously, all of this action is brought to you by Red Bull. We want them as the official energy drink partner for both the spring and fall season for FFWSC 2025.
Yeah, and hopefully with that break as teams to be refreshed and energized to prepare for map number 3, because they are really setting up a pattern right here on how the teams are bringing it down. Now, Thailand with Borneo United and Team Falcons are ready, and then PE Sports maintaining their spot. Hopefully, they will not be going down a little bit early compared to what we've seen from map number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we are seeing quite a bit of shuffle on the overall leaderboard in terms of the teams that are doing well this season, but I wouldn't really make any judge way too early. We've got a marathon. This is not a sprint. No team is looking to qualify for the finals just with today's play. And on top of things, we actually have a brand new format which determines for the final week a little bit differently this time around. Obviously, more on that a little bit later on. Kalahari and Alpine dominated by PE Sports and Team Falcons respectively. We move on into Nextera for Game 3.
And Nextera, the future is the map, but let's see if this is a map that will be dominated by a specific team, or will it that overall standing once again. You mentioned that earlier, and that is what we love to see. Some teams really performing quite well. Not map dictated. It's more of how they warm up and get into momentum when it comes to the battle, because the format that we have right now in terms of daily schedule is not favoring that map related approach anymore.
Yeah, and I like that, right? Once again, if my prediction comes true week after week, day after day, I'm actually going to be very disappointed with the league, all right? If I'm wrong, we are having fun. All right, let's get into game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. You are ready. It's time for Nextera.
All right, jumping into Nextera, it looks like it is a favorable map or flight path, but a little bit gear up to the north. But we've seen from the past that Intellect Center of early engagement. 2, if not 3 teams will be jumping in there. And I think the same story will be happening between Bigatron and a team that we have Mudside that will be occupied by RRQ and AG Global. With aggressiveness at AG Global from the early part of each map, it might not look good for RRQ based on what we've seen.
By the way, there is a question in the YouTube chat asking whether these teams were all invited or did they qualify to play on WSC 2025 spring season. The answer is these are the teams that have qualified from their individual regions, all right? So each and every single squad here deserves this spot. But the question is, can they dominate in a league filled with titans from across Southeast Asia? Obviously, that's going to be a tough one for Bigatron Delta. The Giant Slayers have been slain early.
Yeah, I guess heavy into going against Bigatron Delta in Intellect Center. And as you can see, RRQ and AG Global right now. I love that push from above, unsuspecting as the distraction as well from below. And GG indeed, as we're down to 9 teams remaining, because PE Sports, I asked that it doesn't happen, but it did happen.
You see, brother, I am a meditative man. You see, brother, I have got a lot of energy. So when I ask, I receive. I wanted chaos. I think we get the chaos. Barely 2 minutes, a minute and a half. And we have lost 3 teams here on Nextera. I don't know how much more harder this can get.
Yeah, and that's one thing. When AJ says chaos, that's chaos with a K. That is something that will bring a lot of strength in the power of his words. There goes Peter right now, trying to go in against Jojo, but it will not be so much of a bizarre movement from him. There goes Team Falcons just ganging up on him, though they lost Limit X7. They have 4 elimination and a good chance to buy him back from that vending machine.
Yeah, great safety pincer there coming through from Falcons. Not taking any chances whatsoever. 4 points in the game so far. But D-Flash out in the open. Going up against Misaka Srivijaya. And Flash actually allowing Srivijaya to exit the lobby. 4 teams eliminated under.
Dude, this might be a record. And one thing that worries me is later on they might not have that they might not have the patience to wait for placement later on. They might be just looking for elimination once it goes down a lot more number of teams.
Neptune, we've got a
Yeah.
problem here. I've got a comment in chat saying no Hindi, no watching this broadcast. So let me Hindi you a little bit, all right? Hum tumse pyar karte hain. Okay? That's all the Hindi you're going to watch the broadcast.
It's a good thing I have AJ right here with me.
There's a lot of good shots out here. Lord, no Shahrukh Khan in my life, bro. Beat a flying shot with an M590 courtesy of Diamond Potato, trying to protect his team. Saming right behind, VSS in hand, and Saming switches out to the mini Uzi as well. But the M590 cannot seem to find a connection onto the reverse. Red players and Potato XM8 close quarters combat, leaving Saming the only player left in here. But he will go ahead to bring one player back, all thanks to the vending machine that was right there. On fire drops him, but reverse red, all thanks to the revival. Stay alive.
They're still alive at this point. Let's see for how long. Azonic Olympus is being brought down by one of the picks from AJ right here. Team heavy with 8 eliminations. I guess they want to build that momentum as well to reach that top 3 as you predicted. And 8 elimination is quite team heavy, but there's a lot more that they can bring because
Hey, you don't insult my team, huh? My team is capable more than this, okay?
I mean, it's just that they just need a little bit more of a warm up from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
So
they need some heavy hits. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very happy that they are performing. Okay, that's the I want to see come true, right? Some of these underdogs in the competition. I want to see them rise up to the occasion. I want to see one day, you know, a team like Hotshot Esports win the.
Oh yeah,
That kind of underdog talk. You know what I'm talking about. So, you know, for the time being, FFWSC, this is how we roll, baby. Mahal down on the ground. What a jump shot by A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. He counts it out, and the man expires. Catches nuts as well. Takes the 2 for 2, and now attack from the back. But there is going to be a tad bit of a backup here.
Yeah, I mean, they have the sights from Wang M from above, AC-80 in hand, and Dan, Bison, and M590 from those on the ground. That is like pretty much the standard approach, but M590 really is a gate.
Oh, yeah.
This is a full revival all throughout, probably an early engagement wherein Jojo was the last guy that we saw earlier, but they're still back, and they're going to challenge Heavy right now, waiting from the outside of blue.
Is taking this to the next level in chat. He says, no Indian teams no watching. They, what you talking about? This is Southeast Asia. Okay. India needs its own competition, all right, with the number of teams that can serve up one day. Obviously, we're looking to that one day as well. Jojo, 15 in hand. Faiz, what a shot by Faiz straight to Mufasa's head. And he will catch Hunt as well. This man cooking 2 for 2. And now Mufasa in here with the backup by Please One. And Please One will stop Faiz at the end. But it is not over for Team Soda as Onyx Olympus shows up to torture them as well. Riptide Rhythm going to take down the defensives of Jojo. And finally, Crime with a Bison puts him 6 feet under.
Yeah, but Trap's still alive. A good chance for Todak unless he gets spotted. And for Heavy, there is a little recovery after taking their 11th elimination at this point. But it's just unfortunate. Jojo, he's using a sniper from both weapons, and that's something that you don't use up close and personal unless you're someone like Moshi who've done that takedown 2, if not 3, up close and personal with a sniper.
Let's look at Heavy as they quickly reposition. Onyx Olympus still outside the circle. This is not going to hurt too much just yet, but they need to find the team recovery. So I understand them spending a little bit falling in love with the blue. RRQ is going to try to use their binoculars, finding nobody. Reverse red in the compound right in front of them, and Duts has all of them in his cross as at least a moment ago he did. The quick reposition, RRQ now looking to shut down reverse red, and we also do see Heavy making a slow approach on that mini-map.
I mean, that noise that has been brought in by RR2 can pull in heavy as we switch around on the other side. And glue wall, well, I thought that was off placement, but Faiz right now, backstab, only trickling into that damage, but also receiving a lot, only one on that med kit. But is this in more time? Adam goes down first, and Faiz right now recovering, so I guess he gets this one in the fight.
Adam gets eliminated. Unfortunate. But Toda, 2 eliminations up. Off Queen Dot. Finding these one. This is trouble. Bullet after bullet. 18 deer. Look at this man just spraying like his daddy owns a warehouse full of bullets.
I mean, dude, probably they snatch up an arsenal, getting a lot of loots, and also being given by some of the teams. So let's see if that's something that they can hold on to. This position right now of RRQ might be a good spot if they take out one of the teams, probably Reverse Red, who is very, very close. But we know how it is. The movement of Reverse Red is quite fast, especially if Diamond and Nameless is already up front.
Absolutely. Oh no, I don't want to be RRQ at this point of time. They are just starting to do well, but now heavy, a heavy hitting squad. Look at how well they're doing. 11 elimination. Speaking of heavy, Onyx Olympus under heavy pressure as well as Falcons show up. 9 eliminations strong. Falcons looking for a back-to-back booyah here for Thailand.
Let's see if they can pull it off. Sairu! Oh, that's half HP all throughout. It's a good thing Peter will be in here to probably finish him off, and M590 does the job. The back up from Onyx Olympus will not be that much as the glue wall has been pulled out. Plus, rotation of the Team Falcons is trying to take out the port points.
Yeah, Wings the rest of his team members, but that's also going to allow him a little bit of room to play that revival. And Team Falcons, just like that, secures 3 eliminations off of Onyx Olympus, Cramble. But now Circle closing on in Falcons. They need to move off screen. Wasana finding traps. Hey guys, Wasana can still cook, bro.
Can still cook. Let's see if how well done he will be able to cook them. Now, RQ and Reverse Red, well, still in the same compound on Olympus as he drops in, but I think he spotted a little bit more of trouble. Thus, he moves into the one corner. But Heavy Right being spotted, not being taken down. This has just been the longest stalemate that we've seen from 3 teams. Can someone rushes in and take them down?
Ray leading out on the ground. That's not going to be much of a problem at all. Team members. Heavy, very good securing of the spot in this next circle. Buriram on the opposite side. RRQ will still be in a very, very troubled spot, surrounded by 3 strong squads. Don't laugh at me when I say 3 strong squads. I know what you're thinking, okay? Buriram is not cooking just yet, but as I say that, look, Wasana just cooked Faiz again, all right? So, y'all calm down. Buriram will get there.
Buriram will get there. Only a chance for them unless Team Falcons grab a few more points above them. And they're still alive, though. They're not out just yet, and Onyx Olympus is on their crosshairs. They are on fire. Top eliminators in this match, but Team Flash have their eyes on them, but might have lost their sights on Adam.
Y'all keep मेरे हिंदी इतने अच्छे नहीं है. Okay, just little. Thodi si. Thodi si. Thanks to Shah Rukh Khan, you know. Amitabh Bachchan. You watch a little bit of... That's how we roll, bro. Thanks to Hrithik Roshan, all right? Some Amir Khan in there as well with 3 idiots. RRQ 4 elimination strong, and these guys are very, very blessed because the circle, the next one, looks for them. But RRQ, sorry, not RRQ, but West Red will still be in vicinity to not really rotate around too much, but be in enough of a distance to shoot them out of that house.
Yeah, speaking of out of the house, Reverse Red finally being rushed in, and this by a Team Falcons. But the glue wall has stopped all those M75 grenades that has been thrown by On Fire. What is there? Will they be saved? Now, a little bit of action from the outside as well as RRQ rushes in, and the Team Falcons right now slowly being bringing down Reverse Red.
That's a 15 elimination. What dinner, bro? I want some of that. My lord, maybe 2 cans of Red Bull. We gotta see, bro. RRQ right down that rotation already. Now, this is unfortunate for Team Heavy because they could be picked off first before RRQ becomes the victims. We all need to see how this pans out shortly. 5 more here as circle number 4 approaches. Circle 5 is going to be deadly now.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to stay outside of that blue because of how hurtful it will be. But for RQ, they're not too noisy though. They're not really showing up that much. So there's not so much of trouble. Might be in heavy trouble later on that might happen, especially if Team Falcons rushing in. But Fort will have to see as to where they will be brought in onto the next phase of the circle. That will dictate if RRQ will move out.
M1014 in the hands of 18 Deer, and that's the kind of shotgun you want to bring in here if you're looking for the extra bit, right? The range is pretty similar in terms of the M590. Rate of fire 39, damage is similar as well. 6 shots on that mag as opposed to the 5 shots out. An upgraded one as well, so he is going to be in a position that he can cook, but obviously it's going to be dependent on whether or not they can play this maze of glue walls well, because this next position as the circle moves is all open ground. So if you are a shotgun player, tough one for you to maneuver out in the open. Limit, jump shot, AWN, Wang down on the floor, but gets picked up. Here, all of those grenade responses is on fire this time with a well-cooked grenade. Won't be able to find the knock, and 18 Deer cooking from afar using that LMG.
M249 action, really. You will bring the house down in there. It's somewhat looks like a limited ammo, and the Team Flash will be taken down. Remaining right now, but Mochi still doing damage on RRQ. Above doesn't be a problem, or isn't a problem anymore because of how well the snipers are doing, especially from the hands of Buriram United. But they're still alive though, they're still surviving, and they have the edge of the circle.
Uh-oh, this is what I was talking about. Heavy, here comes Buriram on for the rush. Moving towards RRQ, but they are bound to bump into the players of Heavy because they are on the lower ground. RRQ, the Riptide rhythms from Buriram, breaking down their defenses earlier on, but that's with the masterful and the belting of those grenades will secure a double for RRQ. But no eliminations just yet behind the bus. They are picking up player after player. Mochi now getting the secure onto limit after throwing out an ice grenade. That's dirty, Mochi.
And I just saved Buriram United. They could have been the target by Team Falcons, but since they are the only team that is being spotted by RRQ, they mentioned they will be the ones bringing them down. Buriram United now on a 9 elimination, and they've spotted RRQ already move out. So after Heavy, if they can out, they will be the next target.
Yeah, absolutely. RRQ quickly repositioning, and Buriram not going in here for the push onto Heavy, quickly repositioning behind the bus. Very smart move coming through from Heavy. Now we need to see where this circle moves on to next to see who will be able to get a slight advantage here. RRQ with this reposition, very close to this circle. Team Heavy on the other hand, do not need to do much, but we do also realize the very end, because those grenades can easily put them out, just like how Falcons got taken out of the equation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Heavy might have been taken out, but let's see. RQ position on the other side of the previous circle, so they might be anticipating that the next phase will be moving towards the number. Well, I know it's RNG, but if you can predict, if there's a chance that you will know what is a chance, the higher chance that the circle will be close to you, then you can get that clear. Buriram United being targeted by 2 teams, RRQ and Heavy, and RRQ not really minding Heavy on the left-hand side.
Yeah, 1,200 viewers on YouTube. Like Karo, it's Heavy now on the beautiful defense up against Buriram. Look at those glue walls barricading Buriram away as they circle on towards RRQ. And now RRQ standing behind, quickly circling on towards Buriram. This is not a merry-go-round, for heaven's sake.
Oh, let's see who will be taking that chair, who will be winning this fight as Buriram is the lower ground and closing in against Heavy as RRQ is spread out, but no! Plasma is taking down Fools, and it is Heavy's bringing RRQ down.
Come on, Heavy! Put it up! Are they gonna cook? Wasana M590, shut down Mufasa, taking him out of the equation as well. 4 men strong. but Heavy still has got 3 on their side. The shots come on through. Buriram ain't dead just yet, but Heavy got so close. Come on, Buriram, you could have bowed out of that one. My prediction almost came true, Neb, but valiant effort from the team that was supposedly out of it already. Wasana still showing that, bro, this is just the start. We don't need to go full throttle just yet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just the personality of Buram United. They know how to bring themselves up, especially if they're very, very close. And from the earlier overall standing that we've seen, they are on 6 if they are the ones on top right now. But we've seen Team Falcons also bring in a lot of numbers. So, well, it's still a question. It's still a question who will be number 1 by the end of this game. But Team Heavy, it's a good chance that they were able to farm up a lot of those points that brings them above BTR.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, first of all, they played the musical chairs very well, the merry-go-round very well. Everybody rotating around, trying to catch each other off guard. And Heavy catching RRQ first. That's the respect I've got for Viet, the respect I've got for Heavy. Props to them for getting into the final circle and playing this so well up against both Buriram and RRQ at the end. That even the double revolvers had to be pulled out there for the slay. But, you know, up against Buriram, who were not challenged until the very end, when RRQ had their own fight to deal with up against Heavy. When Heavy had their backs turned against Buriram, obviously Buriram was going to take advantage. But, you know, there was a little bit of a delay there as well. Unfortunately, there was no room for recovery on the side of Heavy to take a clean fight up against Buriram. If they had more time, Buriram, your time would not be now. It would be Heavy for sure.
Yeah, it was very close, especially in how the circle is. Love how to set up all those glue walls. I think they understand that the players from Buram United doesn't have the Oscar, so they won't be able to take or break down those easily. Thus, the delay in approach against them, and they were able to rotate closer to RRQ and then end battle against Buram United.
Yeah, I think great assessment there, right? The Oscar would have made a huge fight, because Heavy would have gotten smashed if it wasn't for that maze of glue walls that they brought out, just blocking the access from Buriram and walking away to putting up against RRQ. But of course, by the time Buriram caught up, that was the blessing in disguise for Buriram as well. And that was because of all of the haters, the naysayers. They said Buriram can't do it, Buriram can't do it. And they gave Buriram a little bit of energy to get the job done. That's why you don't tease any of these teams out there, especially when you don't like them, because they will show you exactly what they're made of. A set up by Buriram as well as the Booyah. And obviously, they've gotten close to the final circle a couple of times already. So this should be, you know, good enough for them for the top 3 fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a top 3, that is something that everyone will be looking forward to, that even we are predicting. So let's see if that is something that they will get. But it's just 3 matches out of 6. There's a lot more that will be happening. And in a bit, we'll be jumping into Purgatory and Bermuda. So we're getting close to a little bit of an OG, going back to the OGs. It's like Back to the Future, I would say. It's just going back to a much comfortable map, Purgatory, and then Bermuda, and still it will be.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, with everything said and done, to all of the Buriram haters, to all of the Buriram naysayers, Buriram is the teams in to have a 100% top 3 rate. They may not have secured 3 Booyahs, but they are the only team to be in the top 3 times. That is insane in terms of consistency at the Southeast Asian level. And I dare say this is pretty much world level already, right? Because so many of these Southeast Asian teams can cook out there on the international stage. Obviously, Fluxo kind of joins them and they ripped away the trophy already, but an easy lobby to find dominance on. But through all of that, to maintain such consistency, which mind you, PE Sports after that phenomenal round could not maintain. Quite honest, these teams find it hard to maintain.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, PE Sports being taken out first on the next 2 matches after grabbing that Booyah and that number of points. That will take a toll on United. That's a reason. You did mention Fluxo in there. That's a reason why they're changing their pace, because they don't want to be read that easily. Compared to what we've seen in the previous season, the past year of tournament, that might be the key wherein Fluxo has studied them so much and they don't want to be that read anymore. They want to bring in that element of surprise when they meet each other again.
Yeah, true enough, bro. And was there indeed an element of surprise the last time they met? I think FFWS Global was really one for the history book, most heated battles, and we genuinely did not know who the winner was until it was announced. And it is very, very rare. It's very rare where I shoutcast a competition, and that's the case, where I don't know already in advance that these guys are definitely the winners, right? It was one of the best FFWS finals I've ever witnessed in my life. And thankfully, I've actually witnessed quite a number already by now. FFWSC, man, once again, another level altogether. And Buriram's able to dominate here. With Buriram, right? They get to dominate the group stages. They get to dominate knockouts. And then when it gets to the finals, they're not showing up strong, right? And this is what I really want this to change. If at all Southeast Asia wants to pull that trophy back to where it belongs.
Yeah, definitely. And it really needs to change.
Yeah.
They need to, I don't know, couldn't tell anymore what Buriram United tactics is. Back then, they can just start a match, treat it as if it's a grand, is what they keep doing in the knockout stage. And then come grand finals where it's only limited number of days, that's where they flunked out. Well, not really flunked out, but they don't
do the
as
usual
much
Buriram,
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunate because we all like the usual Buriram. We like the Buriram from today. We like the 5 Booyah out of 6 games kind of Buriram. But, I'm glad as well that they're not able to consistently, once again, go out there and dominate, because what a boring competition that will turn out to be if we can day in, day out guess who's going to go out there and who's going to do well, right? I'm pleasantly surprised to see Heavy in that final circle. I'm pleasantly surprised, Neptune, to see Heavy almost walking away with that Booyah. Damn it, if it wasn't for Buriram.
But the thing, though, it brings us to the question. So Buriram United is not really performing that well, or are the other teams just performing a little bit better? Thus, Buriram United is having that brings in that comparison on which is true, because as we keep mentioning, there's a few teams that are performing, getting a lot of points, and Buriram United is 3 but not grabbing that Booyah. So there's a huge chance that the other teams has studied themselves that well that they can go against BRU.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, we are on standby for the interview segment with a player from the side of Buriram. We want to hear from them, what they have to say after that phenomenal Booyah that they have acquired for themselves. Obviously, we also want to know if or not they're going to plan to cook, what's happening with Usana.
Yeah, we're going to look at the players at the moment while we wait for the interview to happen. And let's see. I mean, this is what I love to see from the players themselves. Despite of all the carnage and chaos that they've experienced, there's not so much pressure because there's no need to pressure themselves. It's just
Why do they have more flavors than me?
Hey, probably a different offerings in their country.
Come on, Red Bull. Yeah, that's what's cool about Red Bull, right? Different countries have got different flavors. In Malaysia, we have got the sparkling, pomelo flavor, as well as the apple and muscat grape flavor. By the way, I love apple, so I was quite curious about this one. My goodness, I did not expect it to be that delicious.
Yeah, I mean, they won't be putting it down if they didn't find that combination. But the way I talk to it, like with the team, is the exotic flavors. Because it is exotic.
Amen. But you gotta love the classic gold can as well. But speaking of classic, Tatsu that has been abused for the longest of time continues to be used out there. The #1 most used character at this point of time, followed by the Cassie and her Electro. No doubt at all that makes your Russia a little bit more tanky. No. A little bit more godly should be the title. And of course, Skylar with the 25 uses thus far, thanks to his Riptide rhythm. Not one, but on the double.
Yeah, I mean, when Skylar has been brought back into the battlefield, they have replaced, I think, the A124 in the active skill class, and same goes for Cassie because Joseph has changed the game as well in the usage of that active skill, the A12. It got voided, I would say. It got voided, and they had to switch into more of serving has been there. And for the Tatsuya, though, I think it's the Koja and Oscar mix that other players are using. Thus, the Tatsuya is still on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Parth, I don't like that comment. Parth, you take it back before somebody bans you for the comment. Insulting my teams. AG Global has not faced a downfall just yet. Okay, AG Global is on the way back up. But yeah, like you said, man, maybe they need to abuse the beast in a little bit more. I don't know. Toss a couple of those nades, but they better cook it well before tossing it out. Obviously, we want to see those nades in action once again. The grenade launcher has been very fancy, very effective, but those manual grenades being tossed out, I don't see them cooking just yet.
Yeah, it's quite tough because RRQ, we've seen Steffi being used as well. That's something that avoids another throwable. So there's a lot that really invalidates throwables in the battlefield. So they are switching it up and changing it to something more useful in this fight. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see, though. A lot of adjustments, especially with Oscar in the mix. They need to replace one active skill, and also with play around. There's a good chance to play around with a passive skill. And if I'm not mistaken, there will be an update that will be happening soon. So a change we might see come back.
Chat, we've got Happy Yoda asking Mustachio, are you not supporting Buriram today? Like I told you guys, I love a good game of Free Fire. I really don't care who wins. I don't care who picks up the trophy. I don't care who hits the booyah. I don't care who dominates. I just want to see good out there. And I will scream for any team that gets us all excited as fans of this esports scene in the world of Free Fire, right? So I support any team that can work me up. Like Heavy, the underdogs, I get worked up. People were cooking Wasana for not cooking out there on the battlefield. When Wasana starts cooking, I get fired up. That's how it works, baby.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it more like one for each own. So let's see if that's something that that they will show up this time. If Buriram United can show up a little bit too early into the fight, but Buriram United doesn't want to spill all those beans in this in this early part of the tournament. We're talking about 6 weeks of knockout stage, 6 weeks of studying your tactics, and you just want to show all your cards? I don't think so. I don't think that's how Buriram United is showing. Even RRQ, though they are like masterminds versus the skill kings, they're not showing as a masterminds right now, but they're still working their brain.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have to address this. We have to address. He said, so who's this? Lucky said, AJ for sure ain't supporting Fluxo. AJ for sure ain't supporting Fluxo because Fluxo ain't playing in this league, okay? When I shoutcast for my Southeast Asian boys, I hype up my Southeast Asian boys. When I shoutcast the world stage, I hype up the boys on the world stage. That's how it works, baby. Exactly how we cook out here on the mic. Neptune and I have always kept it simple, right? Now we are patiently waiting for this next league. If you guys noticed, we did not get that Buriram interview. I don't know what's going on, but it's all right. I think we're setting up this next lobby. We want to see exactly what happens in game number 4. We want to see if Buriram can keep up this 100% top 3 rate, maybe even go for a back-to-back booyah to shut some mouths, right? Because Buriram is very good at getting that done.
Yeah, last time very close, plus a booyah, and that means that they might be on number 1, or otherwise the Team Falcons might have taken a few more. So we'll have yet to see those stats. We have yet to see those numbers, but sure enough, they will still be on the top 3. And even Heavy, as you did mention, a lot of points and second place into that battle, and they're very, very close. If I'm mistaken, the past game or before they went into that match, they were on top 5 already, or top 6. So just a snap like that, a lot can shuffle the leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, the slightest of things can make the biggest of difference. So now let's see if or not chat can make the biggest of difference, right? Chat, You guys are watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Neptune's looking at have a conversation, right? Who do you guys think is going to be dominating? What are the teams that you think you are falling in love with? Who did you come to watch? But who are you falling in love with? Instead, we would love to know your thoughts. Obviously, I know many of you want to see Indian teams. Calm down, okay? It will happen one day. Don't stop asking for it, right? That's the most important thing. You keep asking for it. Who knows, bro? I asked for chaos. We got chaos.
Definitely, a lot of minds out there in the chat asking for Indian teams. It might happen. If not, like, it will happen, but not just yet.
Oh, yeah.
It will happen, but not just yet. But right now, let's focus on Southeast Asia. And as A, I know you're looking for your region's teams, but you've seen the games already. 3 games has happened already. Who has caught your attention? Who gives you the chills? Similar to the questions that we've seen earlier. Who gave you the goosebumps after seeing? I guess we're ready for the interview. Let's head over to Thailand to hear what the Booyah Takers has to say.
Hello everyone, and here we are with post-game interview session, and here we are with Buriram United Esport. Louder. Mochi. Okay, Mochi, before we start the interview session, can you tell us what is it? Is it the talisman or something?
ก่อนบอกหน่อยสินี่คืออะไรเครื่องรางเหรอสำหรับการแข่งขันหรืออะไรครับเนี่ย
อันนี้คือยาดมผลิตภัณฑ์ใหม่ของบุรีรัมย์ครับ
อ้าวขายด้วย
ค่าโฆษณานะคะ
ขายด้วยนะ
มันดีจริงๆนะ
ไหนจะโชว์สิ
ถ้าผมไม่ใช้นะ ผมไม่ได้บูย่า
แข่งไม่ได้
ใช่เนี่ยเดี๋ยว
เสียง
That is some kind of new product from Buriram United Esport, and he said it's an inhaler, right? So if he didn't use it, he will not win the game. Okay, skip the small talk. So the first question, I would like to know who do you think deserve MVP for the game that you just won?
คำถามแรกง่ายๆเลยเกมที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยคุณคิดว่าใครควรจะได้ MVP สำหรับทีมคุณ
ก็ขอให้เครดิตวาสนาแล้วกัน
ทำไมล่ะ
เพราะว่าฝ่ายในทีมให้แบบว่าใจเย็น
จังหวะสุดท้าย
ได้จังหวะสุดท้ายที่เราต้องบวกกันแล้ว แต่เราเรื่องที่จะนิ่งที่สุดให้เขาไปบวกกันก่อน
ก็เรียกว่าวนกันไปเรื่อย
ใช่ก็เหมือนเก็ยี
So is Buriram United Esport Wasana because he make a call for the fight in the game, and he's the one who leading the fight and also tell you guys to calm down. Yeah, so that's why you win the game. Okay. What is the 3 team that much watch in the season for you?
ๆสำหรับคุณเนี่ยในทัวร์นาเมนต์ครั้งนี้มี3ทีมที่น่าจับตามองไหมลองบอกหน่อยสิมีทีมอะไร
ก็เป็นทีมเฟลคอน
ฟาลคอน
เพราะว่าได้เด็กใหม่ไฟแรงมาเพิ่มไฟในทีม
โปเตโต้
ใช่โปเตโต้ แล้วก็ทีมที่ 2 ก็เป็นริเวอร์เรดครับ
ริเวอร์เรด
ได้สต็อปไปที่เป็นผู้เล่นมากประสบการณ์
ครับ
แล้วก็ทีมที่ 3 เลยก็เป็นทีเด็ดไทย
อุ้ย
โหดมาก
จริง
คอเมมโมรี่
อุ้ยคอเมมโมรี่เนี่ยนะ
ใช่
แต่พีซีซั่นเขาไม่ดีนะ
แต่ว่าเขาได้เรียนรู้จากข้อผิดพลาด
โอ้โห
This guy keep giving compliment each other so much. So the 3 team that Mochi suggests you guys to watch. The first team is Team Falcons. You should watch the new member Potato that we just had an interview the previous game. And the second team is the Reverse Raid because they just have the much great stop.
Yeah.
Yes. And for the last team is the CRM Core Memory Esport, the brand new team from Attack All Round.
Yeah.
That's why they like kind of like show up too much.
ใช่ทีมออก
Okay, so for the last question, if you can choose a player from another team to join your team, who would it be?
ถ้าคุณสามารถเลือกเพลเยอร์คนอื่นจากทีมอื่นได้อะอยากได้ใครเข้าทีม
ก็มากประสบการณ์แล้วกันเป็นผู้เล่นพรสวรรค์
พรสวรรค์ด้วย
นันบูครับ
นันบูหรือเนมเลสจาก Reverse Raid
ใช่เป็นผู้เล่นมากพรสวรรค์จากการเต้นนะไม่ใช่สกิล
คือเอามาเต้นด้วยกัน
ใช่
โอเค เอามาเต้น Reverse Raid นะเนมเลสนะครับ
Okay, so the player that Mochi eager to pick to the team is Red Nameless.
Yeah.
It's not because he's talented but because he's a good dancer. It's more like entertain in the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so I think we got a lot of benefit from interviewing with Mochi. So now let's get back to our shoutcast.
And there we have it. I love listening to this kind of interview right now because, like, knowing Moshi, Moshi, knowing Moshi, like he just have his mind on the game as well as in the opponents. Like the questions are more of who's the best that they want to go against and who they want to take, and he has answers to all of them. It's not guesswork. he knows specifically who the players are and who he has eyes on.
See, Moshi, you're not the only one who can do it, bro. All right, but I can snipe like Moshi. Crazy game. Obviously, starting off full of fire, AG Global almost got eaten up by that fire very early on. But of course, they went on to survive a little bit longer. Saka Srivijaya, on the other hand, were not on the better side of that battle. On, unfortunate fought out very early on. They've stepped up to the big stage now, and obviously they're learning some tough lessons.
Yeah, that's one thing though. I mean, this is the first time that we've seen a newcomer being taken out a little bit early. But one thing I would say is there's a huge chance that they can learn a lot from this engagement, from this fight. But remember BTR, when they get introduced to the Southeast Asia's spring, I think it's spring or was it fall that they jumped in to this competition. They really showed up to take down just Team Falcons. That is their focus, just Team Falcons, and then the rest is just history.
I mean, look at this guy with the perfect sniper build. He's got the Skylar, he is rocking the Maro, he's got the Raphael in there, the Moko as well. 6 eliminations, 4,067 damage, 2 headshots. AWM just to torture the souls out there. Moshi, always been a big fanboy of this guy. You gotta love how he is that Swiss Army knife of Buriram United Esports, and he's not even the hardest hitter just yet.
Yeah, I mean, information-wise as well as from afar, putting a lot of them to be able to do their work and grab the points as well as the booyah. That is what Moshi, how crucial Moshi has been. Like, as you did mention, there's a good sniper build for Moshi right now, especially with the Maro, the Falcon Fervor, that he can hit those shots from afar, getting more damage from a distance. But Jonah, wearing that Koda, Cassie and Tatsuya for Get High and Wasana, I'm still not seeing some...
Man, and no Oscar. You pulled out the best analysis, right? Without the Oscar, they weren't able to bust through those blue walls. Buriram has never been the kind to go with the flow of others. They've always created a flow of their own, and they are rocking that Koda. And, you've broken down the use of Koda out there on the battlefield quite well thus far. He is integral. Although Oscar looks like he's a good meta replacement, seems to be very comfortable with this sort of layout.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing though. We've seen some teams be comfortable with the layout and they are being left out. Or probably they're just getting their chance. They're getting their chance to practice the Oscar off a game or probably in other games. But let's see on the team stats numbers that we have. 6 elimination that has been shown earlier from Moshi, 4 from Mosana, 3 from Jonah, and none from Get High. But the assist just through the roof with 8. That the team put in all those damage.
Yeah, most definitely. And obviously, massive stuff coming through from a lot of these players here. 4 eliminations, 4 assists from Wasana, though, is not really the ferocious version of Wasana. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I think there's a lot more coming from them. But let's take a look at the key highlight. And both of them, super snipers out there. Moshi with the 6 eliminations, as well as a Limit X7 highlighted for both his damage, 4,404, and 6 headshots in total.
Yeah, I mean, in terms, these two players are like tied head-to-head, I would say. Head-to-head, how well the sniper are. And I guess Team Falcons did the best move to acquire Limit X7 so that they can increase their firepower, similar to what we've seen Buriram United do, because Moshi is just doing that much in a...
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the points. 25 from Buriram. 3 out of 3 games, they've had a 100% top 3 rate. C is going to gift them that number 1 spot eventually, if it already has not. Heavy though, after struggling at the start of this day, they finally managed to climb back up here. Hopefully this is their recovery game and they stay at an all-time high in terms of momentum. Falcons recovering with the 22. They've been doing fairly all day, so this should be enough pressure to make sure the fight for that number 1 spot is not won too easily by Buriram.
Yeah, if Falcons had fallen short a little bit early into the match, then it could have been Buriram who will be secured. But I love how they're playing it out, not really showing up that much from early parts of the game, and then also like closing a distance in short enough engagement. Thus, they managed to get 15 elimination, but didn't get so much because of how they stayed on that bus and has been naded earlier from the match. But overall standings, it's just tied between Team Falcons and Buriram United, but Team Falcons takes #1 because
Wow, looks like Falcons ain't letting off just yet. They're hanging on to the #1 spot, all thanks to the tiebreaker through eliminations. Booyah-wise, they are all equal. So this next match at Purgatory should decide between the fight of Falcons and Buriram 1. You know what would be absolute comedy? Both teams get eliminated early.
You asked for it. You asked for it, AJ. It might happen.
I hadn't asked for it. I'm just saying it could happen.
But Purgatory, I mean...
But look at Heavy. Bro, look
Yeah.
at Heavy.
Yes, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them with tears because BTR is down there. And, well, it's a good thing.
Can we end the day now so I get my prediction right with Heavy? They are in the 3rd spot.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 already.
But of course, good on them. No booyahs yet though, so fingers crossed Heavy does find one for themselves. But not just Heavy. Look at the strong representation of Vietnam at the top of our leaderboard. Heavy, Team Flash, PE spots all back to back. But come on, PE, don't tell me you're only going to give me that good performance on Kalahari, right? Purgatory, we need to see the revival of PE. We need more heat from them because the majority of the points, I believe, was only secured from Game 1.
Yeah, 31 points from Game 1, 1 point for each of Game 2 and Game 3. So let's see if they will be able to perform a little bit better, similar to what we've seen from Samsung Galaxy S20 has been in top performance overall is elite. Snapdragon 8 Elite for the Galaxy an enhanced Vulkan engine and improve ray tracing technology. There's a lot more that can be offered right here, and I guess I'm pretty sure the players out there have been using the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Absolutely, man. It delivers outstanding performance along with smooth gaming experience, lifelike graphics, and the kind of video games you have. Free Fire Max these days, dude, you want to enjoy it on the best device possible out there. And obviously with the powerful AI capabilities, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is exactly the way you want to go. But the game schedule-wise, 3 games have concluded, and it has been Thailand back-to-back with Falcons and Buriram leading them to the top. But 3 more games are left in here. Game 4, Purgatory, that's exactly where we're hopping into next.
Yeah, we're coming to more of a familiar battlefield, a little bit early parts of the competition, of the esports scene. This has been part of it. So let's see a lot of teams right now to take over the reins of those top 3 dogs that we've seen. Probably, as you mentioned earlier, as you asked, will they be able to take down a team? Another question though is, who gives you the chill in the game, whether it's RRQ Abe or Buriram United Wasan?
Okay, come on, chat. Come on, chat. Now is your chance, chat. Abe versus Wasan. Do you pick? Who gives you the chills? Who will make you pee your pants if you found out there on a random game? Is it Abe or is it Wasana? Who are you going to screenshot immediately if you send back to the lobby out there in one of your random games? Abe or Wasana? Let us know in the chat, baby. Who will get more eliminations as well? Obviously, we want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is a question, and it's up to you to answer. And who will let you end the game early because you got taken out if you beat them in any of the matches in the lobby?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot more that can be shown by the team right now. I know Buriram United is very, very close to that #1 spot. RQ are not doing well, and it's just a matter of time before that happens. We've seen RQ really put in the game towards the end and even securing 2nd place towards the grand final. So they're not out just yet, similar to what we've asked from Buriram United and Wasan.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are an RRQ fan, if you know the RRQ players personally, if you know the RRQ manager, tell them not to look at YouTube chat, okay? Because RRQ is being cooked. It's just Wasana. They may tease Wasana a lot, but when it comes down to picking who's the GOAT, is always going to be Wasana, right? But of course, we're looking forward to Abe really making a statement out there. We know he's a fantastic player. He is a fantastic stand toe-to-toe with Wasana and even walk away from that 1v1 as the champ as well. Obviously, RRQ has proven themselves many times in the past. But as far as the chat is concerned, Wasana was the pick.
Yeah, Osana was the pick. A lot of fans out there, even the ones dissing on Wasana. That's how it works. How it works. Show them what you can do despite of every negative thing that is being. It's what they did.
Amen, brother. And obviously, you know, there's this story that was once told about a great master where he used to do things and people used to throw stones at him, right? And they were warned. They said, don't throw stones at that man. He will take those stones and create a phenomenal building. And that's exactly what teams like Buriram, that's exactly what teams like RRQ do. You hurl your insults. You throw all of those rocks that you can possibly pick at them. They'll just build a mansion and they'll build better defenses and they'll shoot right back at you. So come, it ain't gonna work. All right, it doesn't work with these boys.
Doesn't work that well. So how it's going to work this time around in Battlefield, as we're just waiting for the next match to come up, because have been excited. I've been excited on how Purgatory is going to start off. There's a lot of teams that are really familiar with this map, and let's see, most of them from the past is the second map of this game. Hopefully this is something that the teams will be taking advantage of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Guys, don't forget, stream like karo. They're so not like the stream just yet. We want to see us hit 2,000 likes before we end the stream. We are three games. We are at 1,400 likes right now. I think we can get it done together, baby. So if you're in that chat on YouTube right now, hit that like and help us get there. Obviously, the teams are all prepping. They are currently getting their pep talk right now, preparing for this next lobby. Whether or not we see the fight between Falcons and Buriram, I want to see if that happens. I'm actually looking forward to both these teams getting kicked out early so that we can have a bigger fight for the top three by the end of the day. But let's take a look at some team stats here. Buriram cook in 9.67 eliminations, but still number 2. 7,122 on the damage, but still number 2. 14 assists. Who the hell is this number 1?
Well, Team Falcons. Team Falcons is number 1. It's just something, yes, they have the high numbers, but they don't have the rankings just yet.
Yeah.
But we know how Buriram United is. Throw them in second place, throw them in third place. They will grab and claw to get that number 1 by the end of the day. Unless, as you called earlier, they get eliminated early. So let's see if someone can bring them down. Probably BTR. The Giant Slayer.
Okay, Neptune, now we're going to do some massive manifestation together, okay?
Yes, sir.
You, me, and the chat. Come on. Next game, Buriram and Falcons, they need to go out early. Speaking of which, we've got Moshi versus Limit on this head-to-head. Come on, guys. This is the gods of take them out of the race so that the other team stand a chance, all right? 6-3 on the elimination head-to-head. Moshi winning that out. 4,060 damage versus 4,404 damage. That's not looking good for Limit. Although he's winning on the damage, he's not winning with the eliminations. But 6-2. Limit is flashy, but Moshi getting the points.
Yeah, well, it's a matter of perspective as well. He is, for Limit X7, he's putting so much of damage, only a few elimination because the rest of the teams are the one finishing them off.
Yeah.
But it's just head-to-head of the sniper. That's 2-for-3 already for Limit X7. Headshots, that's so much that you can do already to help the team. Thus, even in the sliver of points, they're still number 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, stand by for the game, guys. Bear with us. We are making sure the lobby is clean and perfect for the players to hop on in. We don't want a lobby where we're going to encounter problems and we have to restart. We know you guys hate that more than a little bit of a delayed start to the game. And anyway, what you complaining about, man? Neptune and I have got you guys covered. Aren't we entertaining enough?
Yeah. Entertained.
Yeah, exactly. Are you not entertained? Player stats. Wasana ain't cooking. He's number 8 on the eliminations, 9th on the damage, and 33rd on... Macha has got 1 headshot after 3 games. This is not forgivable, guys. This is... Wasana ain't cooking yet. I agree with chat.
Ain't cooking yet. That is a key word. Yet. like imagine if, I don't know, Wasana is not cooking, but they're second place, tied with Team Falcons, who's currently in first place. And what if he cooked? What if he baked? What if he will be bringing the team to that number 1? And we've seen this before. Most of the time, once they are all cooking, they lead of the teams out with a huge lead.
Sanju Rajput thinks that the viewership will jump to 50,000 if we have Team TS. Guys, I have not seen much of TSG, but I can tell you, if Buriram can get cooked in this lobby, anybody can get cooked in this lobby. Look at Wasana the GOAT himself is currently ranked 8th on the eliminations, 9th on damage, 33rd on headshot. All right? Yeah. Even TSG will get cooked like this.
Let's see. I mean, we haven't seen them just yet together with Southeast Asia, because you know how it is. There's a huge difference in meta when it comes to regions. There's a huge difference of tactics when it comes to region. And if you don't have that experience, you will not be able to adjust unless you really study your opponent. Like, watch all the stream. I'm pretty sure if the teams from other region are not playing right now, they're also on the YouTube. And they might not be chatting, but they are watching out there and look.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the stats here from RRQ Kazu. 6 eliminations, currently ranked 6th overall. Damage, currently they are ranked 5th with an average of 5,200. They are averaging around 8 with a total of 5. This is not great for RRQ if they want to dominate out there. And hey, a lot of people are telling me TSG is going to cook, TSG is going to cook. Y'all better send me some good games of Free Fire. I want to check it out myself, all right? Yeah. I can't trust y'all.
To see is to believe.
I've been doing this for many years. I know better than to trust chat, all right? I always fact check chat, all right? So send me those clips. Let me see if or not TSG can cook. For now, those that are supposed to cook seem to have gotten kicked out of the kitchen very early on by the other teams who are because these cooks are a tad bit too slow, my friend.
Yeah, a little slow on chopping, a little bit slow on cooking, probably lost a little bit of gas as well. They need to chug up a little bit of those Red Bulls behind AJ. Well, they have a few of there in front of them as well. So I guess it's just giving them a little bit more time to charge up, to refresh, to be refreshed before the next battle. And
no cap. This is not an ad. I have drank many energy drinks. No cap. This is something serious. This Red Bull, seriously, it's got me pumped ever since the start of the day. I'm not gonna mention other brands, but I have drank quite a number. This one is a different kind of magic. You guys should try it out. But of course, speaking of trying it out, look, now I'm getting mad. Where's my match, bro? I want to see the game.
It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah.
And great things come to those who wait. And I know we've been waiting quite a few more, so it means a few more great things will be coming to us.
Okay.
Let's see. Going back to how
we waited for India to join us long enough. Maybe when TSG comes in.
Maybe not just TSG.
I love you guys.
There's a lot of teams out there. A lot of teams being thrown in the comment section. Let's go about this, since we are not yet coming in. I know we cheered on the Southeast Asia. You've answered all questions. Who else do you think might be able to go against Southeast Asian teams right here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let us know in the chat. And let us know as well if or not you are supporting any underdogs, right? I have always been a big fan of the underdogs. If I see a team doing really well, I'll give them props. I'll say they're doing really well, but I'm usually really hyping up underdogs out there who I think make or break these tournaments, right? They are the ones that bring in the most amount of fun for me. Speaking of fun, here comes game number 4, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, survivors. Thank you for your patience. Let's hop on in there and see exactly what kind of magic we get today.
Neither heaven or hell can save them in the carnage that will be happening in the battlefield. We are up to game number 4 to the south. Let's see who's going to go for the hot drop. And we've seen from the past that reverse red, as well as Todak has in Moat House, but I guess reverse red will be letting that go. Onyx Olympus will be in Crossroads, and they will be meeting up with PE Sports as well. And also in the middle of our map, we have Brasilia occupied by 2 teams, Team Flash and AG Global.
Absolutely. Now, Onyx Olympus up against PE. Oh, this is the rematch. And this side of Onyx, they've already got the knock onto Laho already. Don't Cry has got the mini Uzi. Best sideways, and it will be LBT that drops Zyro far. Adam with the Mac 10, 46 HP. Can't do much, but still stays on his feet. Crime does not though. Bleeding out. Kang Pudu. Man is broke. He can't even use his pocket market. It's the end. Once again, 2 for 2. PE bags Onyx.
And PE Sports, and it might be a chance for them to catch back up. But as we head over heavy against BTR, this is our 3rd pick from both predictions. Let's see who's already taken down 1 player, but we have Koja on the corner, and he goes down as well. Here's Thompson coming from right now. Will not be saving him with a double pistol coming from DEIXA, and back-to-back engagement between these two.
Oh, get nice. Trying to back away, and Bigetron bites the dust, and it is heavy. My God, am I excited. What a play by these boys. Get nice was expanded. It doesn't matter. They've got a vending machine, and unlike Onyx Olympus, they're not broke.
Get him back that easily. 4 eliminations already. BTR, you won again this time, my brother. And that will bring heavy and a lot more, and especially starting it off hot. But reverse red right now, as I mentioned earlier, Todak and reverse red has met up in this area so many times in the past. But this is a chance that reverse red backs away, keeping Todak a little bit comfortable, and then hit them as they approach the main island.
Don't underestimate the power of a common man. Shah Rukh Khan said in his Chennai Express movie. That's exactly what we have to say for Team Heavy.